The bottle shattered against the brick wall of the alley, shards exploding like gunfire in the humid Manhattan night, and Jordan's heart slammed against his ribs as he spun toward the sound, his beer-soaked shirt clinging to his skin like a second layer of regret. "You think that's funny, Cody? Mocking me like some straight frat boy at a pride parade." Cody's laugh died in his throat, his blue eyes widening not with amusement but with the sharp sting of realization that this wasn't just banter anymore. It was a fracture, deep and irreparable, slicing through the fragile trust they'd built over stolen lunches and late-night texts. In that split second, as the rain began to fall in fat, accusing drops, Jordan knew. The man he'd fallen for wasn't the ally he'd imagined, but a mirror reflecting back all the hidden wounds he'd tried so hard to bury. Jordan had always believed in second chances, the kind that tasted like fresh coffee on a gray Brooklyn morning and felt like the buzz of possibility in a city that never slept. At 28, he'd clawed his way from a dead-end job in a dusty Ohio print shop to a mid-level graphic designer gig at Pulse Media, a buzzing ad agency in the Flatiron district. The office was a kaleidoscope of ambition. Open-plan desks humming with MacBooks, walls plastered with mood boards of electric blue campaigns, and a perpetual scent of overpriced oat milk lattes. It was the kind of place where dreams collided with deadlines, and Jordan, with his sharp jawline, ink-smeared fingers, and a quiet confidence honed from years of navigating small-town whispers about his sexuality, fit right in. Or so he told himself. His first week was a blur of orientation packets and awkward icebreakers. "I'm Jordan. Love typography and bad horror flicks," he'd say, flashing a grin that hid the fresh scar of his last breakup. A 6-month disaster with a musician who'd ghosted him after a family dinner turned ugly. Then, on Friday, as the team gathered for happy hour at the Rusty Anchor, a dive bar 2 blocks away with sticky floors and neon signs flickering like faulty promises, Jordan met Cody. Cody Reynolds was the new account executive, transferred from the LA office with a reputation that preceded him like a summer storm. 27, with sun-bleached blonde hair that fell just so over his forehead, piercing blue eyes that crinkled when he smiled, and a body sculpted from weekend hikes in the Hollywood Hills, Cody was the embodiment of effortless charisma. He wore slim-fit chinos and a Henley that hugged his chest, sleeves rolled up to reveal forearms tanned and veined from God knows what outdoor pursuits. When he shook Jordan's hand, his grip was firm, warm, lingering a beat too long, the kind of touch that sent a subtle spark up Jordan's arm, electric and unspoken. "Jordan, right? I've heard about your portfolio. That rebrand for the indie bookstore? Killer stuff," Cody said, his voice a smooth California drawl laced with genuine enthusiasm. They fell into easy conversation over IPAs, trading stories about disastrous client pitches and the absurdity of corporate wellness seminars. Jordan laughed harder than he had in months, the sound foreign in his throat, as Cody recounted a tale of accidentally emailing a pitch deck titled, "Why We Suck at This" to the CEO. "Outed myself as a hot mess on day one," Cody quipped, and Jordan caught the double entendre, the way Cody's eyes flicked to his lips before darting away. It was mutual, that pull, the shared shorthand of 2 gay men in a straight-leaning world, recognizing the code in a glance, a gesture. By closing time, the bar had emptied, leaving them alone at a high-top table littered with peanut shells and coasters doodled with campaign ideas. "Walk me home?" Jordan asked, the words tumbling out bolder than he'd intended, his cheeks flushing under the bar's amber lights. Cody's smile was slow, predatory in the best way. "Only if you promise not to judge my terrible taste in podcasts." The walk to Jordan's walk-up in Williamsburg was a revelation. Cobblestone streets slick with evening drizzle, the distant wail of sirens blending with Cody's laughter as he imitated a podcast host's nasally drone. They paused under a bodega awning, sharing a cigarette, Jordan's guilty pleasure, Cody's occasional vice, and talked about everything and nothing. Coming out stories. Jordan's at 17, a tearful kitchen confrontation with parents who eventually came around. Cody's at 15, a beach bonfire confession to friends who threw a party in celebration. LA's got that vibe, you know? Like, the sun just burns away the bullshit, Cody said, exhaling smoke toward the stars peeking through the clouds. Jordan nodded, inhaling the mix of tobacco and Cody's cologne, cedar and citrus, grounding and intoxicating. At Jordan's door, the kiss happened like it was scripted by fate. Cody's hand on the nape of his neck, pulling him in with a gentleness that belied the hunger in his eyes. Lips met soft at first, exploratory, then deepening as Jordan's back hit the doorframe, keys jangling forgotten in his pocket. It was messy, urgent, tongues tasting of hops and hope, hands roaming over shirts and hips. God, I've wanted this since the handshake, Cody murmured against Jordan's mouth, and Jordan's response was a gasp, a yes woven into the press of bodies. They tumbled inside, shedding clothes like old skin. Jordan's apartment was a testament to his eclectic soul. Bookshelves sagging under dog-eared novels by Baldwin and White, a vintage typewriter on the windowsill, posters of Sondheim musicals curling at the edges. The bed was unmade, sheets tangled from restless nights. But Cody didn't care. He pushed Jordan down with a grin that promised mischief, trailing kisses down his chest, nipping at collarbones and navel. Jordan arched, fingers threading through Cody's hair, the world narrowing to the heat of skin on skin, the rhythm of breaths syncing like a perfect edit. It wasn't just sex. It was a conversation without words. Cody was attentive, intuitive, mapping Jordan's responses with touches that lingered, praises whispered like secrets. You're beautiful like this, all flushed and open. Jordan, who hadn't let anyone stay the night since the breakup, felt the walls crumble. Afterward, tangled in sheets that smelled of them, Cody traced lazy patterns on Jordan's stomach. This feels right, he said, voice husky with sleep. Jordan agreed, heart swelling with a dangerous optimism. For the first time in years, he believed in the story unfolding. The next Monday, the office buzzed with post-weekend energy. But for Jordan, it was electric. Cody slid into the seat across from him during the morning stand-up, their knees brushing under the table, a secret Morse code of anticipation. Lunch was stolen in the stairwell, turkey wraps forgotten as they made out against the cold metal railing, Cody's hands firm on Jordan's waist. Can't stop thinking about you, Cody breathed, and Jordan's laugh was breathless, buoyant. Weeks blurred into a rhythm, collaborative brainstorms where their ideas sparked like flint on steel, after-hours drinks that inevitably led back to Jordan's or Cody's sublet in Chelsea. A minimalist space with exposed brick and succulents on every surface, a far cry from Jordan's cozy chaos. They cooked together, Jordan's Midwestern meatloaf clashing delightfully with Cody's avocado toast obsessions. They binged queer cinema Moonlight on a rainy Sunday, debating Chiron's quiet rage over takeout pad thai. And always, the intimacy. Slow mornings with coffee and cuddles, nights where vulnerability spilled out like wine from an overturned glass. You're the first guy who's made me want to stay put, Cody confessed one evening, as they lay on a picnic blanket in Prospect Park, fireflies dancing in the dusk. Jordan turned to him, the golden hour light gilding Cody's profile. What do you mean? Cody hesitated. Then, LA was fun. But it was surface. Everyone chasing the next gig, the next hookup. Here, with you it's real. Grounded. Jordan's chest tightened with affection, the kind that whispered forever. He leaned in, sealing it with a kiss that tasted of summer and certainty. But beneath the romance, fissures formed, subtle as cracks in fine china. Cody was out and proud, his Instagram a parade of pride flags and beach volleyball with shirtless friends. Unapologetic, radiant. Jordan, scarred by Ohio's conservative undercurrents, was more guarded, his social media curated, his family photos cropped to avoid questions. It's not shame, he'd explain when Cody teased him gently. It's survival. Cody would nod, but Jordan caught the flicker in his eyes. A judgment, or maybe just concern. He pushed it down, chalking it up to growing pains. Then came the office party for the Q3 launch. A rooftop bash at Pulse's Tribeca loft. String lights twinkling against the skyline. A DJ spinning indie electronica that pulsed like a heartbeat. Jordan arrived in a fitted black shirt that hugged his lean frame, nerves jangling like loose change. Cody was already there, holding court by the bar in chinos and a silk bomber jacket, laughing with the creative director. Their eyes met across the crowd, and Cody's smile was a beacon, pulling Jordan through the throng. The night unfolded in stolen moments. A dance under the stars, bodies swaying close enough to feel heartbeats. A shared joint on the fire escape, exhaling smoke into the cool autumn air. To us, Cody toasted with champagne flutes, clinking glasses that chimed like wedding bells. Jordan echoed it, the bubbles fizzing on his tongue, the city sprawling below like a canvas they'd paint together. But as the party peaked, Cody disappeared into the crowd, and Jordan found him later in a corner, deep in conversation with Tyler, the agency's cocky copywriter, a straight ally with a reputation for boundary-pushing jokes. Laughter spilled from them, but when Jordan approached, Tyler clapped Cody on the back too hard, too familiar. Dude, you're killing it with the clients. And hey, Jordan saw your mock-ups. Fire. The praise landed flat, but Jordan smiled, sliding an arm around Cody's waist possessively. Later, buzzed and bold, they slipped away to the rooftop's edge, the Hudson glittering like scattered diamonds. Cody pulled Jordan into a kiss that was all heat and possession, hands roaming under shirts, breaths mingling with the night's chill. "Let's get out of here," Cody murmured, nipping at Jordan's ear. They grabbed coats and Ubers, ending up at Cody's place, where clothes hit the floor in a frenzy. It was their most intense yet, Cody pinning Jordan against the wall, then the bed, then the shower, water cascading as they moved together, urgent and unyielding. Afterward, spent and sated, they collapsed onto the couch with a bottle of red, debating the merits of Brokeback Mountain versus Call Me by Your Name. Ennis was me 10 years ago, hiding, hurting, Jordan admitted, wine loosening his tongue. Cody listened, thumb stroking Jordan's knuckles. "You're not hiding anymore." "Not with me." As the clock ticked past 2, Cody's phone buzzed, a text from Tyler, "Party's dying. You bail with the hot designer, Bill?" Cody chuckled, showing Jordan the screen. But then another ping, a photo. Blurry but unmistakable, Cody and Tyler earlier, arms slung around each other, Tyler's lips brushing Cody's cheek in what could be a bro hug or something more. Jordan's stomach twisted, but he laughed it off. "Jealous much?" Cody teased, pulling him close. "Never," Jordan lied, the seed of doubt planted like a weed in fertile soil. Fall deepened in the city, leaves turning the parks into firestorms of red and gold, and Jordan and Cody's relationship bloomed alongside them, vibrant, unpredictable. They navigated the chaos of deadlines with inside jokes texted across the office. Client wants edgy millennial. Send clown emojis. Evenings were sacred. Gallery hops in Chelsea where Cody's hand found Jordan's in dim-lit spaces, whispering appreciations of abstract nudes that doubled as flirtation. Weekends meant escapes, a drive upstate to apple orchards, where they picked fruit sticky with juice, feeding each other bites that led to laughter and impromptu picnics under gnarled trees. Jordan opened up in ways he'd never dared. Over dinner at a hole-in-the-wall Italian joint in Little Italy, candlelight flickering on checkered tablecloths, he shared the raw edges, the high school bully who'd carved "fag" into his locker, the college hookup that ended in a black eye when the guy's roommate walked in. I built walls, you know, high ones. Cody listened without interrupting, his blue eyes steady, then covered Jordan's hand with his own. Those walls kept you safe, but you don't need them with me. I'm not going anywhere. The words wrapped around Jordan like a blanket, warm and reassuring. That night, back in bed, Cody made love to him slowly, reverently, kisses like benedictions, bodies moving in a symphony of trust. At work, their synergy was undeniable. The team noticed. You two are like peanut butter and jelly, stuck together and elevating everything, the boss quipped during a pitch meeting. Jordan basked in it, the professional glow mirroring the personal one. Cody even met his friends, a ragtag crew from design school, at a queer trivia night in the East Village. Karaoke followed, Cody belting out Tiny Dancer with off-key gusto, Jordan cheering loudest, heart full to bursting. But the fissures widened, insidious as ivy creeping up brick. It started with small things. Cody's insistence on posting couple selfies, tagged with rainbow emojis and captions like "my person in this concrete jungle." Jordan hesitated, citing privacy. "Babe, not everyone's as out as you." But Cody's pout was playful at first, then edged with frustration. "It's 2025, Jordan. Hiding feels archaic." The word stung, evoking dusty Ohio basements and locked diaries. Jordan conceded on a few, but each upload felt like exposure therapy gone wrong, his anxiety spiking at notifications from distant relatives. Then came the politics. Over brunch at a Soho cafe, avocado eggs Benedict steaming between them, Cody launched into a rant about the latest Supreme Court ruling on trans rights. "It's bullshit. We need to march, donate, amplify. Silence is complicity." Jordan nodded, but his mind wandered to his sister's wedding last summer, where he'd bitten his tongue during Uncle Ray's beer-fueled homophobia to keep the peace. "I get it," he said carefully, "but not everyone's got the luxury of megaphones. Some of us are still figuring out volume control." Cody's fork paused mid-air, eyes narrowing. "Figuring out? Jordan, we've got platforms. Use them." The conversation veered to safer waters, work gossip, weekend plans, but the air tasted sour, like milk left out too long. The tension simmered through Thanksgiving. Jordan invited Cody to his family's rebuilt cabin in the Catskills, a creaky A-frame with a stone fireplace and views of fog-shrouded peaks. It was a test, unspoken. Meet the parents who'd evolved from confusion to cautious acceptance. Cody arrived with a bottle of Pinot and charm dialed to 11, regaling Jordan's mom with tales of LA sunsets while helping chop wood for the fire. Dad grilled him on football. Turns out Cody was a Dodgers fan, a safe bridge, and by pie time, the table hummed with tentative warmth. "He's a keeper," Mom whispered to Jordan later, as snow dusted the pines outside. That night, in the loft bedroom with its slanted ceilings and quilt from Grandma, they made love by firelight filtering through the window. Cody was tender, tracing the freckles across Jordan's shoulders like constellations. Your family's great. Real. Not like my dad's endless board meetings. Jordan propped on an elbow, curious. Tell me about them. Cody's face shadowed. Dad's a studio exec bigwig in indie films. Mom's a yoga instructor. They love me, sure, but it's all surface. Be authentic, Cody, but don't rock the boat. He laughed bitterly. Hypocrites. Jordan pulled him close, offering silent solidarity. In that moment, vulnerabilities bridged them, the world outside fading to white. Back in the city, the holidays loomed like glittering traps. They strung lights in Jordan's apartment, Cody teasing him about his lopsided tree. It's avant-garde, and baked gingerbread men that ended in flower fights and counter-sex. New Year's Eve found them at a queer ballroom bash in Bushwick. Sequins and feathers swirling under disco balls, confetti cannons bursting at midnight. As Auld Lang Syne played, Cody cupped Jordan's face, kissing him deep and true. To new beginnings, he toasted, and Jordan echoed it, fireworks exploding over the East River like promises etched in light. January brought resolutions and resolutions casualties. Cody threw himself into activism, volunteering at a queer youth center in Harlem, dragging Jordan to a rally against conversion therapy bills snaking through Albany. Jordan went, placard in hand, chanting until his throat ached. But the crowd's fervor unnerved him. Bodies pressed too close, eyes too watchful. This is important, Cody urged afterward, over falafel in a hole in the wall. Kids like we were need to see us fighting. Jordan agreed, but exhaustion crept in, the weight of performance heavy on his shoulders. The breaking point brewed at work. A new client, Heritage Foods, a conservative-leaning chain pushing family values ads. The brief was innocuous, wholesome farm-to-table vibes, but whispers circulated about their donations to anti-LGBTQ PACs. During the kickoff, Cody cornered Jordan in the supply room, voice low and fierce. We can't take this. It's blood money. Jordan, who'd crunched the numbers, sighed. Bills don't pay themselves, Cody. One project, one compromise leads to a lifetime, Cody snapped, eyes flashing. Is this who you are? Selling out for a paycheck? The accusation landed like a slap, Jordan's cheeks burning. Not everyone's got trust funds and LA safety nets, he shot back, voice cracking. Cody recoiled, hurt flickering before hardening to resolve. Forget I said anything, he stormed out, leaving Jordan amid reams of paper, the door's slam echoing his fracturing resolve. That night, they met at their usual bar, the Rusty Anchor, the neon sign buzzing like a headache. Beers arrived, but the easy banter was gone, replaced by stilted small talk. I'm sorry, Jordan started, but Cody waved it off. No, you're right. It's complicated. They left early, the cab ride silent, tension thick as fog. At Jordan's door, the kiss was obligatory, lips brushing without spark. Night, Cody said, turning away too quickly. February's chill seeped into their bones. Dates became obligations, a Broadway show where the inheritance hit too close, mirroring their unspoken fears, a Valentine's dinner at Gramercy Tavern, oysters and champagne that couldn't drown the undercurrent of distance. Cody buried himself in work, his smiles for Jordan polite, professional. Jordan, meanwhile, poured energy into designs, bold, bleeding edges that earned praise but left him hollow. The one night that shattered it all came unannounced. A Friday the 13th wrapped in irony. Jordan had planned a surprise. Reservations at a speakeasy jazz club in the village. Tickets to a late set by a queer saxophonist. He texted Cody mid-afternoon. "Meet me at 8? Got something special." The reply was ellipsis. "Then can't." Rain check. Jordan's gut twisted. Another late client dinner? He swallowed pride. Heading home to pace his apartment. The untouched outfit draped over a chair like a ghost. Curiosity, or maybe masochism. 1. Jordan grabbed his coat, hailing a cab to Cody's building. The doorman waved him up. Familiar face. No questions. At the door, laughter spilled out, mingled with music, something throaty, R&B. Jordan knocked, heart hammering. The door swung open, and there was Tyler, shirt unbuttoned, glass in hand, grin faltering. "Jordan?" Cody's." Inside, Cody rose from the couch, face paling. The coffee table held takeout boxes, a half-empty bottle of scotch, and Jordan's breath caught, a deck of cards scattered like accusations. But it was the air, thick with cologne and something sharper, forbidden. "What the hell?" Jordan's voice was a whisper, then a roar. Cody stepped forward, hands raised. "It's not, Jordan. Listen. Tyler's just a friend. We were venting about the heritage gig." Tyler nodded too eagerly, buttoning his shirt. "Yeah, man. Beers and bullshit." But Jordan's eyes snagged on the couch cushion. "Askew." And the faint red mark on Tyler's neck. A hickey, blooming like betrayal. "You lying sack of..." Jordan lunged. Not with fists but words, sharp as shards. "Friend? With lipstick on your collar? Or is that mine?" Cody flushed, stammering. "It's nothing. A joke. We got carried away." Carried away? The alley fight from that first night flashed back. But this was no bar brawl. This was demolition. Jordan stormed out, slamming the door so hard the frame rattled. Rain pelted him on the street, blurring vision already streaked with tears. He walked, blocks melting into miles, until his phone buzzed. "Please. Let me explain. I love you." Love. The word that once healed now mocked. Jordan powered off, collapsing onto a park bench in Washington Square, the arch looming like a broken vow. Dawn crept in, gray and unforgiving, as the first cracks of heartbreak spiderwebbed through his soul. The days after blurred into a monochrome haze, the city's vibrancy leached of color. Jordan called out sick Monday, curling under blankets that still smelled of Cody's cedar cologne, the betrayal replaying like a looped film reel. Tyler's smirk, Cody's flushed denial, the scotch bottle glinting like a guilty witness. He texted his best friend, Mia, a fiery lesbian illustrator from college. "It's over." Worst way. Her reply was immediate. "My place. Ice cream and vitriol." Now, Mia's Harlem brownstone was a sanctuary of bold abstracts and cat hair, where Jordan spilled it all over Rocky Road and Merlot. "He's a coward," she declared, pacing with a spoon like a scepter. "Using venting as cover for dipping his wick? Trash." Jordan nodded, but doubt gnawed. Was it the hickey, or the deeper rift, the compromises Cody decried? By midnight, he'd cried himself raw, Mia's arm around him a lifeline. "You deserve epic, Jordan. Not this footnote." Work was a minefield. Tuesday, Jordan dragged himself in, Eyes puffy behind aviators, avoiding the coffee machine where Cody lurked. Their desks were galaxies apart, creative bullpen versus exec row, but glances collided like comets. Cody's was pleading, Jordan's ice. The team meeting was torture. Cody pitching addendums to the Heritage campaign, voice steady, while Jordan doodled knives in his notebook. Lunch alone in a deli, turkey on rye tasting like ash. Cody cornered him in the elevator that afternoon, doors sealing them in limbo. Jordan, please. It was a mistake. Tyler straight. Curious, maybe, but nothing happened. We were drunk, talking shit about the client, and it escalated. Kissing, that's it. I stopped it. His eyes, red-rimmed, begged belief. Jordan's laugh was bitter, echoing off steel walls. Kissing, right? Because that's not cheating in your book of authentic bullshit. The doors dinged open. Jordan bolted. Cody's I love you chasing like smoke. The week devolved. Voicemails deleted unheard. Texts unread piling like autumn leaves. Jordan threw himself into work, churning designs that bled anger, jagged fonts, shadowed figures evoking fractured families. His boss noticed, pulling him aside. This edge? This gold. Keep it. But gold felt like pyrite, hollow shine over pain. Friday brought the storm. A nor'easter dumped sheets of rain, turning streets to rivers, subways to sardine cans. Jordan holed up with takeout and Paris is burning. A masochistic choice, voguing Queens a stark contrast to his wilted spirit. Buskill. A knock at 9. Insistent. Cody. Soaked to the bone. Hair plastered. Eyes wild. Let me in. 5 minutes. Against better judgment. Jordan did. The apartment, once their haven, felt accusatory. The throw pillow from their first thrift haul, the mug Cody favored chipped on the counter. Water pooled at Cody's feet as he paced, words tumbling. I fucked up. Royally. Tyler's been flirting for weeks. Harmless, I thought. That night, after our fight, I was angry, vulnerable. He showed up with scotch, and I wanted to feel wanted. But it wasn't you. It's never been anyone but you. Tears mixed with rain on his cheeks. I'm scared, Jordan, of how much I need this us. Jordan leaned against the wall, arms crossed like armor. Scared? Try betrayed. You preach authenticity, but the second shit gets real. You run to the straight boy toy? Hypocrite. Cody flinched, but pressed on. You're right. I am. My parents drilled it into me. Keep up appearances, even in rebellion. LA was all performance, hookups to prove I was free. With you, it's different. Deeper. I panicked. He stepped closer, hand outstretched. Forgive me? We can fix this. The air crackled, charged with the storm outside and the one within. Jordan wanted to, God, how he wanted to, bridge the gap with a kiss, rewrite the narrative. But the hickey burned in memory, Tyler's laugh a ghost. Not tonight, he whispered, voice breaking. I need time. Cody nodded, defeated, slipping out into the deluge. Jordan slid down the wall, sobs racking him, the rain a dirge against the window. Weekends were survival, runs along the East River, breath fogging in February's bite, pounding pavement until muscles screamed louder than his heart. Mia dragged him to a pottery class, clay spinning therapeutic under his hands, shaping vessels from chaos. Channel it, she said, as he slammed a lump into a wonky bowl. Evenings meant calls to his sister, Ellie, back in Ohio. "He sounds like a dick," she opined, mid-diaper change for her toddler. "But you're gold, Jordy. Don't let one idiot tarnish you." Cody, meanwhile, unraveled in parallel. Jordan gleaned it from office whispers. Late arrivals, ice hollow, pitches lacking their usual fire. Tyler got reassigned to a satellite office in Jersey, HR's team dynamics euphemism, and good riddance, the rumor mill churned. One anonymous post-it on Jordan's monitor, "He's a mess. Give him hell." Jordan crumpled it, empathy warring with rage. Mid-March, spring teased with crocuses pushing through concrete. And so did reconciliation's whisper. An email from Cody. "No please, just a link to a playlist, The Smiths, Hozier, Frank Ocean, Songs of Longing and Loss." Jordan played it on loop, lyrics searing, "I've loved you for 1,000 years." By Friday, he cracked, texting, "Coffee? Neutral ground." The cafe was a midtown haven, exposed beams, mismatched mugs, baristas with nose rings calling orders like poetry. They sat by the window, steam rising from lattes, the awkwardness thick as foam. Cody looked wrecked, stubble shadowing his jaw, ice shadowed deeper. "Thanks for coming," Jordan shrugged. Couldn't ignore the mixtape forever. Laughter, tentative, broke the ice. They talked, really talked. Cody owned the betrayal. It was escape, not desire. Tyler's confusion mirrored mine once, experimenting to understand. But it cheapened us. Jordan shared his side, the fear of inadequacy, the echo of past abandonments. "You make me want to be braver, but sometimes bravery feels like jumping without a net." Vulnerability flowed, tears pricking, hands inching across the table until fingers laced. By the second cup, hope flickered. "Slow," Jordan stipulated, as they parted on the sidewalk, spring sun warming their faces. "No rushing the rebuild." Cody's smile was sunrise. "Slow as you need." The kiss was chaste, forehead to lips, but it anchored, promise etched in restraint. Rebuilding was tentative architecture. Lunches in the park. No PDAs, just sandwiches and stories of childhoods. Cody's surf lessons in Malibu. Jordan's treehouse forts in cornfields. Evenings meant texts, not touches. Saw a design that screamed you. Miss your take. Jordan tested boundaries, posting a subtle couple pic backs to camera, hands linked at a museum. Cody's like was immediate, heart emoji a quiet cheer. April bloomed riots of color, and so did they. A weekend in the Hamptons, borrowed beach house from Mia's cousin, where they walked dunes hand in hand, waves crashing confessions. Cody opened about his family's polished dysfunction. Dad's affairs masked as networking, mom's pills hidden in yoga mats. "I rebelled hard, out at 15 to spite them. But it's armor, too." Jordan shared his own. The relief of his parents' pride flag in the yard last summer, tentative but trying. "Growth isn't linear," he said, as they built a bonfire, sparks dancing like liberated truths. Intimacy returned in layers. A makeout on the deck, salt air on skin, slow undressing by lantern light, touches reverent, mapping scars both seen and unseen. "I love you," Cody whispered post-climax, body spooning Jordan's. "Not despite the mess, because of it." Jordan turned, kissing him deep. "Love you too. Mess and all. But trust is a fragile rebuild." And cracks lingered. At work, The Heritage Campaign wrapped, Jordan's designs lauded, but the paycheck sat heavy. Cody, true to form, donated his bonus to the youth center, challenging Jordan gently, "Your call, but imagine the impact." Jordan pondered, then matched it, a quiet act of alignment, pride swelling. May's warmth brought a milestone. Cody's birthday bash at a rooftop lounge in Soho, skyline aglow with fairy lights. Jordan gifted a custom leather journal, embossed with our story, uncut, filled with sketches of their moments. Alley shards, park picnics, rain-kissed reconciliations. Cody teared up, pulling him into a corner for a kiss that tasted of cake and commitment. "You're my plot twist," he murmured. The night pulsed with friends, queer chorus of toasts, dances that blurred boundaries. Yet, as fireworks cracked over the Hudson later, a shadow loomed. Tyler emailed Cody, "Congrats on the promotion. Drinks soon? No hard feelings." Cody deleted it, but told Jordan, transparency his new vow. "It's nothing," he assured. Jordan believed him, but the echo lingered, a reminder that love's foundation demands constant tending. Summer teased on the horizon, humid and hopeful, as they planned a road trip Route 66 in reverse, chasing sunsets from Chicago to LA. "Our American Odyssey," Cody joked, packing playlists. Jordan laughed, heart lighter, but in quiet moments, he wondered, could they outrun the differences, or would the road reveal them anew? June unfurled like a fever dream, the city simmering under a relentless sun that turned sidewalks to griddles and air conditioners to saviors. Jordan and Cody's road trip crystallized into reality. A rented Mustang convertible, top down, blasting Born to Run as they blasted west from NYC. First stop, Philly. Cheesesteaks devoured on stoops. Then Pittsburgh's bridges glowing at dusk like veins of fire. They camped in Ohio, Jordan's home turf, under stars thick as memories, making love in a tent to cricket choruses, Cody's whispers drowning doubts. Chicago was wind-whipped magic. Architecture boat tour where Cody's arm around Jordan's shoulders felt like home. Deep dish pizza that left them groaning in bliss. A blues bar crawl ending in a slow dance to At Last. Bodies swaying in dim light. Etta's voice a velvet vow. "This is us," Cody said, chin on Jordan's shoulder. Wandering, but together. Jordan hummed agreement, the city's pulse syncing with theirs. Lewis's gateway arch loomed symbolic, westward thrust, aspirations arched high. They climbed it, views sprawling to horizons unseen, hands clasped over vertigo. Scary, but worth it, Jordan admitted, metaphor unintended. Cody squeezed. Every time, nights blurred in motels with neon vacancy signs. Checkers on checkered beds, bad coffee at dawn. Cody's head on Jordan's chest as Springsteen crooned from the radio. Kansas flattened into infinity. Cornfields whispering secrets. Thunderstorms rolling like applause. They argued over detours. Cody's itch for spontaneous hikes. Jordan's pull toward diners with pie slices big as hubcaps. Compromise is our superpower, Jordan teased, kissing away Cody's mock pout. In a Tulsa motel, vulnerability resurfaced. Cody confessing a panic attack at 18, post coming out, convinced his parents would disown him. They didn't, but the fear stuck. Jordan held him through tears, sharing his own. The night after the breakup, whiskey and what-ifs on a fire escape. "You make the fear smaller," he said. Dawn found them entwined, stronger in the sharing. Oklahoma City's memorials hushed them. Rows of chairs empty yet echoing loss, a reminder of fragility. They walked silent, hands linked, then talked for hours over brisket, what legacy meant in a world quick to erase. "We build it in moments like this," Cody said. "Ice fierce." Jordan nodded, the weight of humanism settling. Love not just passion, but persistence. New Mexico's deserts dazzled. Red rocks glowing at sunset, Santa Fe's adobe charm wrapping them in earth tones. They hiked Bandelier, ancient cliff dwellings whispering resilience. Cody snapping photos of Jordan against petroglyphs. "My warrior." Evenings meant stargazing. Telescopes borrowed from a kitschy shop. Constellations mapped like tattoos on black velvet. Sex under the Milky Way urgent, elemental, bodies slick with sweat and starlight. Arizona's Grand Canyon gaped awe-inspiring, a chasm carved by time. They rim-walked at dawn, mist rising like ghosts. Cody's voice hushed. "Perspective. Huh? Our shit's pebbles in this." Jordan laughed, pulling him close against the rail. Vegas followed, a neon fever, slots chiming hollow victories. They gambled modestly, won $20 on blackjack, blew it on shrimp cocktails and a cirque show where acrobats twisted like emotions unbound. Their room at the Bellagio. Fountains dancing below. They danced above, slow and sensual, ties loosened, shirts shed. California called like a siren. Joshua trees, twisted trees mirroring tangled hearts. A night in an Airstream trailer where they cooked s'mores over a fire pit. Cody's marshmallow expertise earning charred laughs. LA arrival was bittersweet. Cody's old stomping grounds, palm-lined streets evoking ghosts. They toured his haunts. Venice Beach volleyball, Cody shirtless. Jordan ogling unashamed. A hike in Runyon Canyon where paparazzi buzzed like flies. Dinner at his parents' Brentwood manse. A modernist box of glass and steel, where Dad's handshake was perfunctory, Mom's air kiss cool. Over salmon and small talk, undercurrents swirled, Dad's veiled jabs at East Coast pretension, Mom's sidelong glances at their joined hands. "They'll warm up," Cody muttered later, but Jordan sensed the chill. San Francisco capped the arc. Golden Gate shrouded in fog, like veils over vows. They rode cable cars clanging up hills. Alcatraz's echoes a cautionary tale of confinement. The Castro pulsed queer energy, rainbow flags snapping, window displays of leather and lace. At a dive bar, they joined an impromptu karaoke of "I Will Survive," voices hoarse with joy. Their last night, a cliffside B&B in Sausalito, ocean crashing below, lovemaking that spanned hours, tender explorations, climaxes crashing like waves, afterglow confessions. This trip is unfiltered, Jordan said, tracing Cody's spine. Differences and all. Cody's reply was a kiss, deep as the sea. Eastbound return was reflective. Fewer photos, more silence filled with podcasts on queer history, Stonewall to Obergefell, battles won but vigilance eternal. They detoured to Taos for art, buying a woven blanket symbolizing unity. Back in NYC by August's sticky end, tanned and transformed, they unpacked not just clothes but clarity. "We're solid," Cody affirmed, hanging the blanket over Jordan's couch. Jordan believed it, the road's miles mending miles. Autumn reasserted, leaves flaming, routines resuming with deepened intimacy. Work thrived. Their synergy birthed a viral campaign for a queer-owned apparel line, billboards blooming rainbows across Times Square. Personally, milestones stacked. Jordan came out fully on Instagram, a photo of them at the arch caption "My Horizon." Likes flooded, including from his parents. Proud of you, son. Cody's family sent a card. Stiff but signed love. Mom and Dad. Halloween brought whimsy. Couples' costumes as brokeback cowboys, ironic wink. Partying in the village with candy corn and costume contests. Thanksgiving redux at the cabin. Cody's ease with Jordan's family now familial. Carving turkey with Dad. Pie baking with Mom. You two glow, Ellie teased, her kid tugging at Jordan's chaps. December's chill sparked coziness. Tree trimming with spiked cider. It's a Wonderful Life marathons where Jordan's head pillowed on Cody's lap. But under the tinsel, tension stirred. Cody's promotion loomed. LA transfer offer. 6 figures and creative control. He broached it over mulled wine. It's a dream gig. But leaving you? Nightmare. Jordan's chest tightened. Go if it's right. We've bridged oceans before. Lies, fear clawed. Echoes of Tyler's shadow. Christmas Eve. Rockefeller tree aglow. They skated hand in hand. Laughter echoing over ice. Gifts exchanged in the glow. Jordan's sketchbook for Cody. Filled with trip illustrations. Cody's leather bracelet for Jordan. Engraved Wander with me. The kiss under mistletoe was magic. But Jordan's mind raced. Distance as divider? New Year's dawned decisive. Over champagne at dawn. Skyline frosting their window. Cody chose. I turned it down. You're my LA. Endless. Essential. Relief flooded Jordan. Hugs turning to heat. Bodies celebrating in sheets rumpled with resolve. Winter deepened. Love maturing like fine scotch, smooth, with bite. They volunteered together at the youth center, mentoring kids with stories of their road. Differences don't divide, they deepen. Jordan's designs won an award. Cody's toast at the gala. To the man who redraws my world. Spring 2026 whispered renewal. But summer storms brewed. A work trip pulled Cody to Chicago, client schmooze. Jordan trusted, but insomnia stalked. Texts prompt but curt. A late-night call cut short by noise. Paranoia. Or pattern. The revelation crashed Memorial Day weekend. Jordan, surprising with a visit, train ticket burned in his pocket, arrived at Cody's hotel unannounced. Doorman buzzed him up. Laughter filtered through the door. Knocking yielded Tyler, hair tousled. Robe loose. Jordan? Shit. Cody emerged from the bathroom. Towel-clad. Face ashen. It's not, babe. Hear me out. The room spun. Bed unmade. Champagne flutes clinking on the nightstand. Promotion celebration, Cody stammered. Tyler's consulting. We got tipsy. And, Tyler interjected. Nothing happened. Swear. But the air reeked of lies. Cologne mingling with regret. Jordan's voice shattered the silence. You chose me over LA. But not over this. Over him. Cody reached. Pleading. It's old habits. Fear of settling. I love you. Only you. But the hickey on Tyler's neck. Fresh. Damning sealed it. Betrayal's second strike. Deeper for the rebuild's rubble. Jordan fled. Elevator plummeting like his heart. Streets blurring in tears. The train home was purgatory, fields mocking with green promise. Back in Brooklyn, he packed Cody's things, journal, blanket, bracelet boxed like bones. Confrontation came midnight. Cody at the door, eyes wild, rain lashed. Don't end us. I'll quit. Therapy. Anything. Jordan's resolve cracked, but held. You broke us twice. Love's not a redo button. Words poured. The pain of trust torched. Differences not bridged but buried. You want authentic? This is mine, walking away. Cody collapsed to knees, sobs wrenching. I'm sorry. For everything. Jordan knelt too. One last touch, hand to cheek, thumb brushing tears. Be better. For you. The door closed soft, final as a full stop. The aftermath was apocalypse in slow motion. Days bleeding into weeks. Jordan navigating a world stripped bare. The apartment echoed with absences. Cody's laugh gone. His side of the bed cold. The blanket folded away like a flag of surrender. He leaned on Mia. Her couch a confessional. Twice? That's not mistake. That's malice. Nights meant whiskey neat. The Cure on vinyl. Robert Smith's wail a mirror to his own. Work blurred salvation. Designs darker, edgier, earning whispers of genius born of grief. Cody vanished from the office. Resignation letter terse. Personal reasons. Rumors swirled. LA bound. Tail between legs. Jordan avoided the exec floor, but Tyler's transfer stuck. A ghost in pinstripes. One elevator trap. Tyler's mumble. It wasn't worth it. He's miserable. Jordan's glare could have melted steel. Your misery's your own. Stay gone. Healing was jagged. Therapy sessions in a village walk-in. Unpacking layers, Ohio's repression. The first betrayal's scar tissue torn anew. Betrayal's a thief, the counselor said, glasses fogging with empathy. But you reclaim what's yours. Jordan journaled furiously. Not sketches, but prose raw, unfiltered, a queer odyssey of fracture and forge. Summer scorched on. Jordan reclaiming solo joys. Runs in Prospect Park. Sweat purging sorrow. Gallery solos where abstracts screamed what words couldn't. A hookup via app. Faceless. Friction only. Left him hollower. Deleting Grindr at dawn. Not ready, he texted Mia. Her reply, never rush the resurrection. Fall's palette returned. Leaves a metaphor for letting go. Jordan's parents visited. Awkward at first, then easing over lasagna. Dad's gruff proud. Son cracking him open. Ellie FaceTimed her kids' first steps. Jordan's tears joy-tinged. Friends rallied. Trivia nights. Brunches where laughter crept back. Tentative as sprouts. October brought serendipity. A design conference in Austin. Panels on queer narratives in visuals. Jordan presented his award winner. Voice steady. Slides pulsing with canyon reds and city blues. Post-talk. A Q&A led to drinks with Alex, a Texan illustrator, 30, with warm brown eyes, a buzz cut, and tattoos snaking up arms like vines. Conversation flowed. Shared loves of Hedwig, hates of corporate rainbows. No sparks at first, just kinship, a bomb. Back in NYC, emails pinged, loved your talk. Coffee if you're east? Jordan hesitated, then yes. Alex was different, out since 12. Texan twang laced with dry wit. A graphic novel in progress about rural queerness. Dates unfolded gentle. Bookstore crawls. Falafel picnics in Tompkins Square. Attraction simmered. Not surged. Kisses at doorsteps soft. Exploratory. Cody resurfaced in fragments. A mutual friend's slip. He's in LA. Directing shorts. Asking about you. Jordan nodded. Dulled to twinge. A care package arrived unbidden. The journal. Sketches returned. Note clipped. You inspired this. Be epic. See. Jordan burned it in the sink. Flames curling pages. Smoke a exorcism. Thanksgiving alone. Jordan hosted strays, Mia, Alex, a few office allies. table groaning with turkey and truths. Toasts to new chapters. Alex's hand brushing his under the cloth. Warm anchor. That night. First overnight. Bodies tentative. Then tender. Alex's touch healing where Cody's had scarred. No rush, Alex murmured, echoing Jordan's mantra. Mornings meant coffee and cartoons. He's like breathing. Winter whispered second acts. Jordan's portfolio landed a solo exhibit in Chelsea. Fractured bonds. A visual requiem. Canvases born of betrayal. Now reclaimed. Opening night. Gallery humming. Wine flowing. Alex at his side in a velvet blazer. Critics raved. Raw humanism in every stroke. Cody came. Uninvited. Suit rumpled. Eyes haunted from the crowd's edge. Their gaze locked. Jordan nodded once. Civil scar. Cody slipped out. Ghost banished. New Year's with Alex. Central Park bonfire. Resolutions whispered. Travel together? Jordan's yes was full-throated. The kiss under fireworks a rebirth. Spring bloomed collaborations. Joint zine project. Queer road tales sans romance. Just resilience. They road-tripped east. Acadia's shores. Lobster boils. Lighthouse climbs. Echoing but eclipsing the past. Laughter louder. Touches surer. Summer 2026 crested. Jordan 30 now. Birthday bash at the Rusty Anchor. Full circle. Neon forgiving. Alex proposed a Vegas elopement. Half jest. Jordan countered with, let's write our vows first. Love. Matured. Felt earned. Human. Flawed. Fierce. Cody's final echo. A screening invite. His short mirage. LA tale of a man chasing illusions across deserts. Jordan went solo. Theater dark as frames unspooled. Protagonist's betrayals mirroring his own. Redemption in solitude's stark beauty. Credits rolled. Jordan clapped. Catharsis complete. Outside. To a fan's gush. Cody spotted him. You came. Jordan smiled. Genuine. Had to see the end. Handshake lingered, closure's grace. Be well. Jordan. You too. As autumn gilded again. Jordan and Alex moved in. Jordan's walk-up plus Alex's succulence. A hybrid haven. Nights meant stories swapped. Alex's rural rodeos. Jordan's Ohio orchards. Sex evolved, playful, profound. Bodies maps of mutual discovery. Activism joined. Youth center mentors. Pride floats designed in tandem. One rain-lashed night. Rooftop reminiscent of fractures past. Jordan pulled Alex close. We're not perfect. Alex grinned. Rain kissing his brow. Perfect's boring. We're human. Thunder rolled. But they stood unmoved. Bonds forged not in ideals, but in the beautiful wreckage of trying. In the city's ceaseless hum, Jordan found peace. Not absence of pain, but presence of purpose. Love, he learned, wasn't a straight line from hook to happy. It was the detour, the shatter, the slow rebuild into something truer. And in that truth, he thrived, unapologetic, unbound, alive.